Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about the limit definition of the derivative. Using the limit definition of derivative, find the derivative of f of x equal to 1, okay? So the first thing that you want to do, you want to write down the limit definition of the derivative, okay? So the limit definition of the derivative says if prime of x equal to limit as h approaches 0, f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h, okay? So as you can see, we need the value of f of x plus h, okay? So f of x is already given, that's equal to 1. We still need to find out what's the value of f of x plus h, okay? So let's find that out. So our f of x is equal to 1. So for this function, what is going to be the value of f of x plus h, right? So the best way to solve this problem using placeholder, okay? So I'm just going to replace all the x with placeholder. Since I don't have any x term here, I won't be using placeholder like this, okay? All right. So the story is, if f of x is equal to 1, f of x plus h is also going to be equal to 1, okay? So 1. All right. So that's just 1. All right. So we know the value of f of x. We just found out the value of f of x plus h. Now we can plug it in and we can simplify. Okay, so let's do this. So f prime of x equal to limit as h approaches 0, f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h, limit as h approaches 0. Well, f of x plus h, that is equal to 1 minus 1 over h. So that's going to give us limit as h approaches 0, 0 divided by h. Well, 0 divided by anything is going to be 0. Obviously, h is not equal to 0. H is approaching 0. So this piece is just going to be 0, okay? So the final answer should be equal to 0, okay? Now, you should always double check your answer using the derivative rules that you already know. So let's take the derivative of 1. So as we know, the derivative of 1 is just 0. So our answer is correct, okay? Now, let's talk about constant. As you know, 1 is a constant, right? 1 represents constant. So the whole idea is, if you take the derivative of any constant, the answer will always be 0. That means if you take the derivative of a constant, the answer will always be 0. So your constant can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pi, e, things like that, okay? So let me also talk about that issue. So let's talk about a different example. Let's talk about, let's say, example number 2. Let's say they're giving us a new function f of x equal to, let's call it k, okay? Where k represent constant, okay? So the whole idea is, I want to prove to you that if you take the derivative of a constant, the answer is always going to be 0, okay, using the limit definition of the derivative. All right, so we also need our f of x plus h. As you know, since there is no x term here, the output value will also be equal to k, okay? So if we use the limit definition of the derivative, f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h, limit as h approaches 0, that's going to be k minus k over h. So limit as h approaches 0, that's going to be 0 over h, which is equal to limit as h approaches 0, 0. So the answer is 0, okay? So as you can see that if you take the derivative of any constant, okay, the answer will always be 0. If you have any question, let me know. If you like this video, please subscribe. Take care and stay safe.